Okay, so we've showed you how rice transformed. Now we want to see some decor transformations. Colin and Justin are back, guys. All right, we love your transformations because they are often very dramatic.
Yes.
So we're going to start with the rustic farmhouse. Take a look at the before shot, and you know, you might recognize if this is you. It's, you know what? It's actually it's not atrocious, the before.
Do you know, it's not bad at all. Okay, now these are all kind of like before and afters that are going to give you some warmth. You know, with fall just around the corner. I think the emphasis is about adding warmth there. Now, the centre point there was the table and chairs.
Yes.
Okay, perfectly acceptable little farmhouse table and chairs. But we thought, okay, why not paint it up?
Yes.
So that we can actually make it stand out. So we actually painted just the frames, so just the frames of the chairs, not the seats, and the frames of the table as well, not the tabletop, and a nice soft green. And then just simplified the stuff that's on the wall. And you see there, this kind of bizarre kind of hanging timber things on the wall. You know, we thought, let's give it that whole farmhouse kind of outdoor harvest feel that just feels great at this time of year, you know. So you can imagine dining in that space, vases of flowers. It's all about the connection with nature, really feel good.
Yeah, so you stay true to the fact that it's rustic farmhouse. You're not about going into a space and saying, okay, it's rustic farmhouse, now it's going to be 100% contemporary.
No.
That's not what you do. You clean it up. And
we do.
A lot of what you do is edit.
And we listen, Tracy, to what the homeowner needs. You know, there's no point going in there and bulldozing everything that they've got. If we can work with some of the things that they already have, then all the better.
Love that. Okay, let's take a look at this bedroom before shot. So, super simple. It just looks like a room that has not been finished yet.
Well, that's exactly the problem. They'd moved into this house and they hadn't done anything apart from put that bed in. But we looked at the space and we figured out what they needed and what they wanted. We talked to them, as we always do, about their favourite holiday destinations, the things that they need, how they want the room to function. And we put together a completely new version of the room, which you can see there. Now, I really like that.
That is beautiful.
I think the reason that would work, Tracy, is because it's so warm, and particularly at this time of year as well, as the season's changing and we're beginning to layer up, and I think that really adds bags and bags of personality. So we use that lovely, lovely, lovely kind of pumpkin shade. We picked it up with a floor rug from IKEA. That was our starting point. And then we dressed that colour around the room. But essentially, it's still a white or a cream room. It's the accessories that bring it alive.
It's pumpkin spice.
It is.
It's a pumpkin
Putting the punk
spice
into pumpkin.
bedroom. That's right. So it's nice and warm. It's cozy. And a lot of people are looking for that. Speaking of cozy, we've got this cozy room before shot. So it's a nice space. There's lots of browns in use, and you just sort of feel the warmth of it in the before shot, but you can also see there's a few items here that maybe are a little bit dated. You've got the lamp here that I think everyone's seen, that lighting fixture that grew up in the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, that looks like an English pub and not a very good one. You know, the kind that's got a sticky floor and a smell of beer.
Like the Rover's Return.
You know, it's like, I'm just not feeling it. But, you know, it's a heritage home, you know, and sometimes people are defeated by a space like this because there's so much strength in the walls and the timber, they don't know what to do. So if you do click forwards to the after, you know, so you can see we actually cleaned up the brick so you get some of the smoke damage and stuff off there. And then we used mirrors on either side, and we actually used heat-resistant mirror on the fireplace so that it modernized it up. So it's the same room, the beams are there, you know, the beautiful floors there, and it's still a heritage antique style, but we've just updated what was there before, you know, and getting old linen and these kind of like reproduction pieces around the dining table as well. It's just a great way of modernizing, you know, but it's not neon, it's not plastic, it's not scary for the occupants.
That's right.
And it still feels like a traditional antique home, but we've just moved them forward. And I think that's the thing for anyone watching this, you know, if you're thinking of updating, think about what you can do with your taste and just bring it into the 21st century so that it's still yours and not someone else's, because it's all about you, and a good designer should do it for you, not for them.
I think there's a good lesson here in not being bullied by your home.
Yes.
So they probably felt a little caged in because it's a heritage home and I've got to stay true to this.
Absolutely.
So you stayed true to it, but you updated it, and I think that that's lovely. So this one's a bit of a doozy.
Okay.
We're calling this a color and pattern before. So there's color, and there's some pattern, and there's also some stuffies on the back of the sofa. There's a cat teddy bear. And
one of the worst we've ever seen. Do you know, honestly, I walked in there and my stomach started to churn. Honestly, you know that bilious way, like when you start to feel ill, and it's almost like travel sickness, and you know you're going to projectile vomit any minute.
It's a bit dizzy, don't you?
It is.
Yeah.
But do you know what, Tracy? Everything can be fixed. Every home for us is a challenge that we can correct. And again, we spent such a long time talking to the clients to figure out what they wanted. We couldn't change the size of the room. We didn't have the budget to extend. So we used wall coverings and we used mirror. Now, that room, I love that paper for me is such a good way to start. One big accent wallpaper, and that delivers a real piece of impact to the room straight away. We picked up the coloration from that on upholstery, soft furnishings and textiles. Now, to balance all that lovely raspberry, white painted furniture, which I absolutely love. Case goods, the television is now wall mounted, the space functions better, there's bags of space underneath for DVDs and all your paraphernalia. There's still bags of comfort in terms of the yielding sofa. It, to me, is a room that's been rebranded without a huge spend, but with a lot of thought, and that's a really crucial part. Don't rush it. Take it bit by bit. People find something they like and they automatically buy it. Don't do that. Make a mood board, know what you need, buy it bit by bit, and put your jigsaw stylistically together.
Look at all these people nodding.
Did you put the stuffies in the storage?
The stuffies went straight down to the basement where they've lived for the rest of their lives, a very happy but darkened existence.
Yeah.